Hello everyone, this is Laura and we're going to be going through my first monthly spread journal with me in my bullet journal for 2019. This is my first one ever, so please excuse the ums and the ahs that will come. As I was editing this video, there's quite a few and I'm going to try not to do too many in the voiceover. For January, I picked this kind of darkish blue and the darkish pink purpley color. January's colors typically are black, dark blue, and dark red, so this was kind of a pretty representation of that. There's my monthly spread all done. I'm just going to speed up through all of the erasing of all my pencil marks because there's quite a few and it's a little bit tedious. I'm doing a traditional monthly spread. Next page is going to be my expenses page. So as I'll mention later on in this video, my husband and I have a few financial goals for this year, and so I wanted to track my expenses for January. That way I can kind of get ahead of things and see where our spending is so that we can plan for the rest of the year. I actually forgot to do the headers for this section, so the first box on the top left there will be for the date. The next box will be for a description. The box after that will be for category. The box after that will be any additional information, and the last box will be the amount. Again, speeding through the erasing because it's pretty boring. This next page is kind of to do with the expenses. So the first box that I'm drawing here is for orders. We order quite a few things, so I like to track what kind of things we need to order. We're actually going to have an interruption here in a sec. And there's my kitty cat. There's one of them. This is Obi. He, I guess, decided I wasn't spending enough attention on him, so he jumped in and was walking across my bullet journal. There's a close-up of his fur. He's super cute. This next bit, I'm putting in a wish list. A wish list will be an area where I can put things that maybe we don't order this month, but will be on my list of things that we need to order at some point in time. And then tracker, obviously, for any packages that we have coming to us. This next spread is going to be my goals for the month. Now I'm also going to be planning goals throughout the year. I've divided my goals up into quarters for the year, so each quarter will have slightly different goals. But I also want to track my goals for each month. Now, a lot of people, myself and my husband included, if you plan for an entire quarter but you don't break that up into month or even weekly, you don't tend to actually follow through on your goals because it seems like it's too far away. So I really wanted to be able to break this down into monthly and then using the next page, which is the goals to do, break it down maybe into weekly and daily as needed. So for example, something like health would be going to the gym a few times a week versus having a full lose 50 pounds by the end of the year, breaking it down into 25 pounds a quarter, give or take. And then in a monthly, maybe one month I start going to the gym, another month I'm going to focus more on nutrition, things like that. I'm just using these same two colors, the same kind of royal blue color and the darkish purpley pink color throughout everything, just to keep it all cohesive for the month. And again, this is my goals to do page. This is where we're going to be breaking things down, using it as a kind of mind map and planning out what I'll need to do on a shorter term basis than just once a month, or the big monthly goal. So this next page is the master to-do list. Now, every day we'll have a different kind of to-do list associated with it. There's always a ton of errands to do around our house, ton of chores to do, things like that. But master to-do list would be more things like cleaning up the fridge needs to be done at some point this month, or going through the garage and putting all of the boxes of Christmas decorations away, which I am not looking forward to. In the beginning of my bullet journal, I also have a place for home repairs and big cleaning to-dos. So this is where I may take some of those things and assign them to specific months, such as in January, I really need to make sure that I turn off the water valve for outside, because January in my area is more when we get freezing temperatures. This next one, this next page is where I'm going to be writing down some ideas for different social media accounts. Now I do have my own personal account, which I'm going to be leaving private, but the cats have their own Instagram account, and they will be featured on this channel. I'm going to be doing some bullet journal videos, some cat videos, because they're cute and amusing and adorable. And then I'm going to be doing some lifestyle videos. I'm not sure quite what I'm going to be doing, so at first, a little bit of everything sounds good to me. If you want to follow the cats on their Instagram, it's obi.sadie on Instagram. Obi is our boy cat, Sadie is our girl cat. And they are both about a year and a bit, and they are Savannah cats. This next one is going to be sped up in a few different spots, and that's because it's going to be quite tedious. This is my sleep tracker. I have a lot of issues with insomnia, and I always have. So this year, I'm really going to be trying to get to bed on time and try and track my sleep. Another part of that is going to be on the next page, my habit tracker. So my habit tracker is going to be me trying to get myself into routine so that I can kind of train my body. I've done this, that means it's time to sleep. So here I'm just drawing out my graphs, and this is going to be really tedious. My cats are currently downstairs chasing each other in and out of a cardboard box. Or at least that's what I'm assuming that they're doing, because all I can hear is the sound of a cat jumping in and out of a cardboard box. Please take a moment to go down into the comment section and give me any feedback or any advice for my spreads. If you've tried out any of these spreads yourself and you know whether or not something works for you, or if there's ways that I can improve things. I know not everyone uses the same spreads in the same ways, but any advice would be much appreciated. I have watched a lot of these videos and have been trying to figure out which one would work best for me. Now here what I'm doing is I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to write out my numbers. I don't want to write out the full 24 hours, but I want to write it out. Originally I had it planned where it would start in the PM and go till the AM. I don't know if you can, the resolution's dark enough for you to see these pencil marks. But I decided that that might end up being too confusing because, say, on the 1st, I would actually be going to bed on the 31st of December and waking up on the 1st. So rather, I wanted to do my wake-up hours. So it's gonna, you'll see when I write down the ideal, but it's gonna kind of have to wrap around. But I just thought that if I would be highlighting in the middle of the page, it would just get way too confusing for me. I kind of put this so that it goes until 12 noon for sleeping. Hopefully I won't sleep past 12 noon. I don't know how I would mark that, and I really hope that I don't end up doing that. The only thing I could think of is if I was really sick. And then for sleep time, so that's the second box here starting at 6, that's going to be 6 p.m. And so anytime after 6 p.m. when I go to bed, I usually don't go to sleep until midnight, 1 o'clock. Oh, hi, Obi. Obi came back. Actually, you can see him there licking my hand, and then he was moving my pen around. He really likes to play with pens. So from 6, oh, here you go. This is when he lays down on my page because he wasn't getting enough attention. But he didn't want to sit in my lap. I don't know why. He just wanted to sit on my bullet journal and be a little snuggle butt. So going back to the afternoon hours here. So anytime after 6 going to bed, I haven't left myself any room for having a nap in the afternoon. I love naps. I use naps to survive on many an occasion. So I'm trying to force myself this month not to have any naps. I want to actually be able to record any in my sleep log, so if I do have a nap, I don't know how I would be able to log it. I'm hoping maybe this is one other thing to try and convince me to not have a nap. I know my husband would really appreciate me not taking naps. He usually has to wake me up. So here I'm putting my ideal. So here on the left side, that would be the morning hours, and then on the right side, those would be the evening hours. So I've just highlighted at the top my ideal so I can try and see how close to that I end up being all month. This next page is my habit tracker. There are so many versions of habit trackers in bullet journals. Because this is my first, oh, hi Obi. Because this is my first bullet journal and this is my first time doing anything like this, I decided let's just go for simple. Let's just do the regular chart. Let's not get crazy. I've seen some really cool designs out there. I've seen some really cool ideas, but I figured let's just keep this easy for now. So again, pulling that pinky purple color in through my bullet journal for this month just to try and keep everything nice and cohesive. Now this whole thing, I've sped it up in quite a few different areas, but the whole drawing out of everything after I had planned and kind of put some stuff in pencil before writing it permanently in pen, probably took me, not including the pencil part, about an hour. So when you're setting up your bullet journal, I thought, I've seen all these videos, they're about 15 minutes long, this will be super easy, it'll be really quick. No. But I do have to say, for someone with ADHD, I put on some episodes of a favorite TV show, just kind of sat there, obviously had my cats walking around as I was doing it, and it ended up being totally fine. If you're wondering about these habits and you're looking at it and you're like, hey, wait, there are things like shower and floss and brush your teeth and things on there. I decided not to introduce any new habits for this month, but just try and make sure that I'm doing my routine and I'm following through my routine. So as I'm following it every day, I can check off each box. I also tried doing the dots instead of doing the lines because a lot of people said that this would be easier. I don't know if I'm convinced. It ended up taking me quite a bit of time. I sped this up about 8 times what it was to actually do it in real life, and it took me a while. Quite a while. Not gonna lie. So my last little bit of erasing. And then I'm going to get into my first daily spread. It is still December right now, so all I'm going to do is put the day of the week and then the date, and I will leave it at that. I'm going to wait until December 31st to start planning out the first and kind of what's going to happen that day. and I'll finalize it all on the morning of the 1st because I don't know how I'll be feeling that morning. Let me know what your New Year's plans are down in the comment section below. But I do hope that everyone has a really good New Year. So that's it for the voiceover. Let's get into the flip through. Alright, so here we go. Hopefully no more interruptions from my cat. I have locked him out. I've got my 2019 goals. I'm going to split them up by quarter. I'm not sure how much of this journal I'm going to go through since I'm here with the daily spreads, and this is already page 42, so I don't know how many months I'm going to get into here, but we'll see. That's why I wanted to split it up into quarters, and I can always move this forward into a different journal as well. This is my January page. Keep in mind, I am brand new to watercolors. This is my first attempt. Here I did build up the color a bit more. I was hoping the colors blended more into each other, but I have heard that on this Leuchtturm paper, it dries very quickly and it can be very hard to do watercolor on this. I'm gonna get myself some watercolor paper in the next while. Not sure when that's gonna be, but I'm gonna try and play around with watercolors a bit more. They really intrigue me. I'm gonna add some notes or something over here, so if there's appointments that I have that I need to know addresses or phone numbers or more details, I can kind of add that and color coordinate with the events. If you're wondering where I get my colors from, I do have a sticky in the front of my journal, and that's got all of my colors. I've used pretty much most of these colors for these different topics pretty much in every journal for the last however many years. So I'm pretty familiar with them. It's just in case I need to refer back. So there's that. I'm going to be tracking all of my expenses. Oh, forgot to put in my headers, but I'm going to be tracking all of my expenses. We have some financial goals this year and some saving goals, so that's going to be that. Order, we do a monthly or we do several orders a month, so this will be where I will write what kind of things that we need, things I need to order by the end of the month. This will be my wish list, so I guess watercolor paper will go on here. And then, oops, I forgot the line for T in tracker. So tracker will be for any of the packages that we order, tracking numbers and estimated dates. So that will be handy. Lately we've been having a problem in our area where they don't update the tracking information, so hopefully they will get a little bit more on that. Here I've got goals. I've broken them up into these 6 categories. So relationships. Apparently I was a little bit off of it today. There we go. Relationships, spiritual goals, health goals, growth as in like personal growth, business, and financial goals. Like I said, we do have some financial goals this year. And then this is just a area where I can write down goal to-do lists. So say spiritual is to read through the book of Matthew or something along those lines. Then on my goal to-do list, I can kind of break that down further, and I can use this as kind of a mind map for how to get some of these goals done. Then I've got my master to do, so this will be things, sorry, I'm adjusting here, things to do, like we need to clean up the garage. In January I will be cleaning up our Christmas decorations, and like a couple cupboards to reorganize, or things that just won't go into a specific date, but I need to get done at some point this month. Ideas, this will be for social media stuff. So this is for the cat's Instagram. I need to come up with a new theme for December. I did a lot of, I alternated pictures of them with the Christmas tree or the garland, or, you know, different kind of green evergreen things, with pictures of them with a mostly white background or mostly white elements. So I need to come up with a new theme for January. And then just to plan some stuff out, it can be a bit hard with working and everything to keep up with their Instagram page, so just trying to get that going. I don't have the YouTube name here because I haven't actually even created it yet, but this will just be some ideas for what to do on Instagram. This took far too long to do, but I have a lot of issues with sleeping. So this will be my ideal. So this is AM hours, this is PM hours. I shouldn't be going to bed after 6 unless I'm taking a nap, in which case I don't know actually where I'm going to put that. Didn't think about that. But I'm going to try really hard this month not to have a nap. But I'm just going to highlight, you know, which hour I went to bed and kind of going through until I wake up the next morning. My ideal is to go to bed around 10 and wake up by 6, but we will see how that goes. And then my total hours, so maybe I, you know, went to sleep but woke up at some point in time, and then the efficiency. I have an app on my Apple Watch as well as on my phone that will actually track the sleep for me if I wear my Apple Watch to bed. So I'm going to try and see if I can do that. Means I'm going to have to charge it throughout the day, but I will try and figure that out. I have pen all over me. This last one is my habit trackers. So I know people put like new habits that they're trying to do. I just put my routines. So this is kind of morning routine. So wake up by 6. And then this is all the stuff that I want to do in the morning, other than, I mean, get to work or appointments on time, but that's kind of like this is all preparing to leave on time. These are 3 things I need to do during the day. And then this is like an evening routine. So tidying the house down to making sure that I do my bullet journal and make sure I filled in everything for the day. And then this will be the start of my dailies. I'm going to try and do like a daily list, kind of like the traditional bullet journal, or how I think it was Boho Berry used to do in her spreads. I'm going to see how that goes. So for now, that is my bullet journal, and I will see you guys next time.